Hey, gorgeous. Hey. So, today we are talking about how we prepared for a wonderful and beautiful weekend at the track. So, this weekend, my family and I went to the track. If you didn't know, my husband absolutely loves cars. He races cars, his own timing. I don't really know the name, but if he lets me know, I'll put it here. So, for us to go to the track, we've been a couple of times, maybe like 3 or 4 times as a family, and I went once with him while we were just us, no children. And so, one of the things that I found for us to have a wonderful, wonderful time as a family is to plan ahead. A lot of times, when you're traveling with children, it can be a little daunting because you don't know what to expect. You don't know if their schedule will change, especially when they're younger. You're not sure how they'll react to sounds specifically at the track because those cars get really, really loud. And it is literally a full day. A full day. We were there from probably 7 a.m. to a little after 8 one day. And of course, we had lunch, we took breaks and things like that. But it is literally a full day. So here's how I love to plan and prepare to have a good time. Rule number one, you are going to want to have entertainment. You're going to want to have something that your children can enjoy, something that will make the trip not necessarily just about daddy, but what can they also enjoy. My son, he is ready to go race as it is. Okay. And he's only 6. He cannot drive a car yet. You know what I mean? So, of course, he can't get on the race track. So, what are some things that he can do? I love the tablet, not even gonna lie. But if you are a family who is not into allowing screen time and things like that, board games really are amazing. You can also have these like card games. They're almost like flashcards, but you can use them for math. So it's also a learning activity for them as well. Depending on how adventurous you are, you can also have water toys and things like that, but it will be away from the other cars because nobody wants to get their car wet. These gentlemen take very good care of their cars and themselves. So you want to be respectful of others. But if you do want to get down with the water play, you can go to the field. There's usually a field somewhere near these tracks, at least the 2 that we've been to. Another thing that you can do is also bring like physical activities like balls and things like that. You can bring bikes. I did see a couple of people with bikes and their pets and things like that. So there's a lot to do. It is literally a family activity depending on which track you go to. One of the most important things is planning. Okay, so when you are thinking of your trip, you want to plan what kind of snacks do the children want to have? What kind of snacks do they enjoy? What do you not only want to give them, but do you want to introduce them to something different that they may be more willing to try now that they're somewhere else, somewhere new, right? You want to think of not only entertainment, but you also want to think of what can make it comfortable for them when they are resting. So we bring their loveys, their stuffies, their teddy bears, and whatnot, and both of them get one each. Both of my children have a book bag, and in that book bag, they are allotted 5 toys of their choosing. And of course, we have to say it's a yay or nay. And then they also can pack their stuffies, they can pack their tablets. I usually pack their headphones too, just because when I'm in the car or we're in the car together, I like to have a little bit of peace and quiet, especially if it's a longer trip. That allows me to listen to the music that I want to listen to and get funky with while they are enjoying what they love, right? Now, for you as mommy, what you're going to want to do is focus on you. Depending on how your husband is, of course, if he wants you to focus on him and helping him pack and things like that, do it. Do it. But my husband, he is self-sufficient. He does not want me to do that. So I don't do it. What I do is I pack for myself. I pack clothes. I look at the weather, making sure that I have the right clothes for the weather. I have backups just in case. I make sure the children also have their own backup clothes as well. And one of the things that I absolutely just, you have to have is a lounge outfit. You have to have a lounge outfit because I do not believe in sitting in or on a bed in your outside clothes, or the clothes that you sat somewhere else in a public area with other people and then you sit on your bed. So everybody has their own lounge outfit and whatnot. You're going to want to bring your hair accessories and things that you may need, your brush, your pins for your hair, everything that you need to make sure that you look and feel your best. I bring my makeup, I bring my lounge outfit, I bring all of my outfits. And then I bring my, it's like I call it a kit. I bring my journaling kit. And it sounds weird to me now that I think about it, but it's literally like this bag I got from my mom. She got it from Target if you're interested. But I literally put my journal in it. I put an appropriately sized book in there that I'm currently reading. It has a highlighter, pens, and then these little tags that you can put in your book so you can review what you just read or if you want to go back. That has been essential because I have not been getting up early like I usually do my morning pages. So I do them in the car while the children are with daddy as he prepares for the day. My son loves to go to the mandatory morning meetings that they have before anyone gets on the track. And I'm not sure what they talk about, but I'm quite sure it's safety. Quite sure it's safety. So he loves to go there. And then me and my daughter, we have girls' time, as she calls it. We have girls' time and we hang out and things like that. So I'm journaling and whatnot, and she's playing with her tablet, or she has like these little brick things that she puts together. It's almost like little tiles. I got them from Target too. And she can play with those while I'm journaling, or she's eating snacks and things like that. And we just have a really good time. After that, we go ahead and watch Daddy run. We watch him on the track and having a good time and doing things like that. Now, one of the things that you may want to look up before you leave the house is the food situation, because we were literally there for over 12 hours. You're going to want to have food. You're not only going to want to have snacks that you travel with, you're going to want to have different snacks that you're eating at the track so you don't get bored with what you brought. Now, there are Walmarts and different things in most of the areas that you could go to, or Targets, or whatever it is that you want to go to. But you're also going to want to look up breakfast. You're going to want to look up lunch. And some of the facilities, or the people that you will run with, the people that are hosting these track events, they will provide you with dinner on a specific night. So you don't have to think about that every single night. But if you have picky eaters, or if you are a picky eater like myself, you're going to want to go ahead and look at the food situation to see, am I going to be happy, or do I just have to suffice? Because food can make or break a travel situation for me or anyone else. So now that you have gotten to the track and you want to allow your children to have fun, you're going to want to look at the facilities that your hotel may have, such as a pool or something, just to help them get some of that energy out. If you guys aren't swimmers, you don't want to get in a pool, you can always go on a walk around the hotel. You can always utilize the facility at the track to actually walk around there and allow them to run and whatnot, especially like in that field area that I was talking about. And depending on where you are, some of them are smaller, some of them are larger, but as long as you are attentive to your children, all should be well. All should be well, but you're definitely going to help them get some exercise, because it is literally, as I said, a full day. Now, one of the things that I absolutely love about the track is how excited these guys are about their vehicles and about going fast and about all the things. I'm especially excited to see my husband get to live it up with his current vehicle and the setup that he has, and all the things. I really have been trying to find the words to explain this, but I just haven't. It is almost as if words cannot fully encompass the way in which they engage with their cars, they engage with each other, and just how happy, enjoyable they are to be there for a track day, especially if the weather is good. And this weekend, the weather was pretty good. It was a little windy. Today, it was a little cloudy, but it didn't rain. It didn't rain, it didn't snow. It was well, and it's interesting because it was supposed to be a really, really cloudy day, but somehow the sun broke through all those clouds, and eventually it was literally you couldn't see any clouds in sight. It was just beautiful. It was a really good day. So one of the questions that I have been asked quite a few times is, what do you do? What do I do while I'm at the track? And it really depends on you and how you feel about your husband enjoying something that he absolutely loves. Now, my husband has loved cars since before we even started talking, way back then. And when we were talking, he said one of the things that he absolutely loves is cars, and that's something that he's not willing to give up to have a relationship. And I was like, bet, cool. I love that about you. My dad loves cars. So it's just kind of like, all right, let's do it. And for me, I just like enjoying him, enjoy his sport. I get to watch my children. I get to help my husband create a legacy with our children enjoying cars. And my son, like I said, he wants to race it as well. I wouldn't mind racing myself if I weren't watching the children. And maybe one day I will. Who knows if I get to that point. But it's literally me being able to relax while building a legacy and being excited, cheering on my husband, enjoying his favorite hobby, his sport of his choice. It is literally me sitting there and being. I don't have to do anything. I get to enjoy him, enjoying his hobby. And that's good enough for me. I absolutely love that for me and for us in creating that legacy that we are living and will hopefully leave to those who come after us. Yeah. So, as I am unpacking, because I'm one of those people that I get home and I unpack everything. And I'm about to put a load of clothes in the wash machine from our trip so that I don't have to think about it later. It's literally like, hey, it's here. Let's get it done. Off to the races for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. So, yeah, tomorrow will be a rest day since we've had such a busy weekend. Now, as you may see, I am in a whole different outfit, and it's because I woke up this morning. I realized that I did not fully explain what all I do to prepare not only myself, but also my home for our trips. Now, depending on if we are having a short term trip, which is like a weekend trip, or if we're having a long term trip, which is about a week to a month long away, I may need to do things a little differently. Okay. So, one of the things that I absolutely love to do, regardless of what type of trip it is that I like to make sure we have clean linens on our sheets, on our beds, right? So, when we come back, we literally have not slept on these sheets at all, or we've only slept on them once. That allows me to feel comfortable with me getting into my bed and having fresh energy, not energy from before I left, which is kind of like we are preparing, we are trying to get something done, we're trying to go somewhere. I'm no longer sleeping on that kind of energy. I'm sleeping in clean, clear, pristine energy. Another thing that I like to do, although I do like to have my weekly cleaning routine and I clean throughout the week before we leave, and sometimes 2 weeks before we leave, depending on how long this trip is, I like to stagger things a little bit more. So instead of me doing laundry once or twice a week, I might do laundry 4 times that week just to make sure that when we leave, we don't have any clothes in the hamper. I don't want to come home to have to do more than what is necessary when it comes to laundry or any kind of chores. Like if You know how you take a day off and then you have to make up for it by doing more work and extra work? I don't believe in that. I believe in just getting the stuff out of the way so then I can come home and relax. Okay. Another thing that I absolutely love to do is we will cook and eat all leftovers that are in the refrigerator. I don't believe in coming home to old food, old energy. I want everything to be quite clean, quite pristine. Now, my husband, he makes sure that when we come back from traveling, we go out and we get something to eat. That way, I'm able to continue to relax and rest. And all energy needs to be clean and clear and fresh, new, exciting, exhilarating. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that everything is good. Now, as far as like the toilets and showers and mopping the floor and things like that, if anything, I may do it twice in that week instead of just once in that week as far as deep cleaning. But again, it really depends on if it's a long-term trip or short-term trip. Short-term trip, everything is normal except for laundry. That's the only thing that I will make sure that we have nothing in the hamper, especially now as it's getting warmer. My son loves to go outside and play in water toys, and I don't want to leave anything wet in the hamper for more than a day, honestly. So I try to make sure that we are on top of that and that is covered before we go anywhere. Another point would be to freshen the home. So that could be switching things out, switching pillows out on the couch, making sure that all blankets are clean and refreshed. Like literally everything needs to be fresh when I walk in the home. Now, you can always get someone to help you with that, such as a cleaning service or maid or something like that. I like to refresh things and I like to make sure that pillows are not necessarily new, but we're switching them out seasonally or monthly, depending on what it is that I want to walk into when I come home. One of the tips that I absolutely love is to get one of those like plug-in fresheners, depending on how environmentally friendly and conscious you are and things like that. You may want to use them, you may not, you may want to find an alternative. But one of the things I love is coming home and it smells like I just cleaned. Even though I cleaned before we left, it smells as if someone literally just cleaned the house with this little plug-in. I don't remember the name, I don't remember the scent, but it is just absolutely amazing. This last time I put in a pumpkin one because it was the only one that I had. I got it during the fall season. It's spring now. And it didn't hit. It didn't hit the same. So I'm gonna have to go and see what that fragrance was because it was magnificent. Now, when it comes to coming home and unwinding from your trip, I love to get all of the clothes. I like to unpack everything so I can put my luggage back where it belongs because I believe that everything in your house has its own little home or own little space, right? So I like to do that. And then I like to wash the clothes the night that we get back, depending on how late we get back. If it is like we get back at 12 o'clock p.m. or a.m., I probably won't. But if we get back before 9 p.m., I'm washing the clothes and then I'll dry them in the morning. And that way, life is just good. I'm doing my favorite chore and everything is refreshed. Everything feels just right. Life feels good and it feels like we are back on track to where we were before we left, but we are accomplishing goals as we go and glow. Okay. So I hope these tips have been absolutely helpful for you, especially when it comes to creating a juicy and delicious life, when it comes to traveling with children, traveling as a wife, and making sure that you are taken care of while you're also taking care of your family. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks when it comes to planning a big trip for you and your family.